Hello everybody, it's Pineapple here, back with another video. So, yesterday I gave Swordsoul a crack in Master Duel. I didn't feel that video was up to my personal standards of what my content should be, so we're taking another crack at it, this time with the TCG version. So, of course, we'll go through the cards. And first up we have some of our Tenyis. We have Triple Ashuna. This card's fantastic. Like all the Tenyis, if you control no effect monsters, you can special it from your hand. And if you control a non-effect monster, it has a subsequent effect. For Ashuna, you can banish it from your hand or grave, special a Tenyi from your deck, except itself, and then you're locked into Worms. This card's fantastic. It enables all sorts of crazy plays. We then have Vashuda. This card is fantastic removal. It's unbelievable. It's essentially Draco back, except it's in the grave. Usually, it's fantastic. It's Vashuda. This is often your Ashuna target, or your Ashuna target's going to be Adara most of the time. Occasionally it is Shatana, but usually it's Vashuda. So it's targeted removal of anything if you control a non-effect monster. It's fantastic. It's great. We then have Longwon, who you discard it. Swordsoul or Worm to special itself in a token. Yeah, it's Longwon. He makes level 10 synchros. He's fantastic. He's your 2-shot target. I don't really know what to say about Longwon. He's great. We have some of the best follow-up ever in Taya. This card is great turn 3. It's kind of sucky turn 2, but we play 2 because sometimes you need the extra copy. What can I say? It's Taya. He banishes from the grave. Most often times you want to be banishing at emergence so you can make Yazi, so then you can go into Moyi. But, sometimes you gotta suffice with Taya. He gets the job done, but he's not ideal, so we play 2 copies. We then have 3 copies of Moyi. This card's your 1-card starter, assuming you have something to reveal. When it's removed or summoned, you reveal it's a Swordsoul or a Worm in your hand, and then you make the token. And when it's used as a synchro material and sent to the grave, you get to draw. So it's fantastic for maintaining hand advantage. Unbelievable. We then have Ecclesia. It's a free special summon. It makes breaking boards fantastic because you can just special out a guy off of it without committing to your normal yet. She's unbelievable. She does so much for this deck. Additionally, she's a tuner, meaning you can reborn her if necessary with sometimes. And just get it done. She's unbelievable. We then have Shatana. This is our level 4 Tenyi. It's only really good for when you need to Heavenly Dragon Circle something. It comes up a decent bit. You'll see it come up today in some of our gameplay, but it gets the job done. It's mostly for the level. Its effect does come up, which is whenever a non-effect monster is destroyed by a battle or card effect, you can banish it from your grave and then target that non-effect monster, reborn it, and then pop one of your opponent's monsters. That comes up, not too often, but it does come up. We then have, for some of our hand traps, we have Triple Ash Blossom. We then have Adara. Adara is unbelievable. This card's a level 1 tuner. It does so much. It enables Chow Fang. It enables all sorts of things with your Tenyi lines, as well as Boxia. So you can banish it from your hand or grave to add back a worm. Sorry, I can't speak today. A worm that's banished, meaning you can add back Ashuna. It's great for maintaining hand advantage, making sure you have something to reveal for Moyi. Unbelievable. We then have 2 Pot of Desires because it synergizes super well with Chengyang. Additionally, we play 3 copies of just about everything, so there's nothing really that we're risking losing out on. We then have 3 copies of Emergence, which is just Rhoda for Worms and Swordsoul. We then have 3 copies of Vessel of the Dragon Cycle. I love this card. This card plus any Tenyi means you end on Chow Fang, as well as your regular Swordsoul stuff. It's unbelievable. It's dump a worm, and then if you have a non-effect monster on the field, you get to add a Tenyi from deck to hand that has a different name than the card you sent. It's unbelievable. It's a Foolish and a Rhoda at the same time. Unbelievable. We then have Heavenly Dragon Circle at 2 copies. This is mostly to dodge Imperm. I don't find that it comes up enough to justify 3 copies. You might. I've contemplated playing 3. I go back and forth on it. I personally like it at 2. We then have Triple Imperm. We have 1 Blackout because you only really want to be searching it. It's Blackout. It's great. It's a pop too. What can I say? It's Blackout. We then have 3 copies of Rivalry because we're mostly summoning Worms. With the exception of Baron and Ecclesia, we're pretty much only going into Worms. So for the extra deck, we then have Barone, because it's probably the best level 10 synchro. Personally, I don't like Barone. In paper, I don't even play it because I'm poor, but that's just me. We then have Cheng Ying. It's Cheng Ying. He banishes things. He's fantastic. We then have Evil Long One. More banish things, but he burns. Chao Feng, because beating Nibiru is awesome. Additionally, it lets you add hand traps and Ecclesia if you want. And then we have Dragite. If we need an extra level 8 synchro, Dragite's our guy. Draco Berserker, because tier is everywhere. This card's fantastic. Double Chi Xiao, because sometimes you need the extra one. Double Boxia. This card's fantastic for breaking apart boards. It's unbelievable. I can't stress enough how powerful its ability to break apart boards is. One Yazi to assist us in breaking apart boards, as well as to getting to Moyi. And then triple Monk and one Shaman, who comes up in very specific situations. With that, let's hop into some gameplay. So, for our first match, we are up against Labyrinth, and we've drawn reasonably well. We'll start with Moyi, and we'll fire Moyi, reveal our long one, and they'll chain Imperm. We'll chain Heavenly to dodge, and then they'll fire off Lady just to get it out, and we'll grab ourselves Shatana so that we have something to synchro with to make an 8. We'll special Shatana since we don't control an effect monster, and make Chi Xiao. We'll fire Chi Xiao to grab Emergence so that we can add Taya for some follow-up. Because it's a necessary thing, because this is going to be a very grindy match. We'll pitch Long One for Long One, and then go into Cheng Ying because we have Blackout, because Cheng Ying Blackout is insane. We'll burn for 1200, set Blackout, and pass back to our opponent. They'll fire Prosperity, and we're kind of okay with this. They'll find off the top pretty much everything they could ever want in Ariana. And then they will proceed to normal Ariana, and we will fire, of course, Chi Xiao, because, we don't want them to add Welcome. They'll fire another Lady. But we ultimately really don't care. They'll set 2, and in the end phase we'll Blackout to clear the 2. They'll set Terrors of the Overroot off of that, and we'll just banish it along with this copy of Welcome to prevent them from having anything. We'll draw a Vessel for turn, which is unbelievable. We'll switch to attack, banish this copy of Emergence so that we can go into Yazi, and then dump Ashuna. We'll Yazi to clear and proceed to get out Vishuddha and walk in with Monk. We'll then add Adara, and we'll fire Vessel in order to add stuff back. We were going for Moyi, and our opponent will scoop it up because they know this is the end of the game. So that's just pure Swordsoul, basically. That's not even us abusing the Tennies. And as you can see, we're just able to continually keep playing. We're able to deal with all their back row and the like. So, for our next matchup, I thought we'd demonstrate how we can beat Runic and just the power of the Tenyies in abusing and defeating Runic. We'll start with Ashuna, we'll special Vish, and then we'll grab out Adara. We'll go ahead and make, of course, Boxia. We'll use Boxia to pop our Monk to grab ourselves Adara, and then make Chao Feng, locking them out of light. We'll normal Moyi, reveal Emergence, grab ourselves our token, and then make Chi Xiao to add, of course, everyone's favorite card, Blackout. We've drawn Vishuddha, so we will add Long One. And we will pitch this fish, and then we will go into Cheng Ying because we have drawn Blackout again, because we're just nice. We'll burn for 1200, set 2, and pass back to our opponent. And they can't really do anything. They'll fire Dark Hole, which is annoying, and we'll add some follow-up in Ecclesia. But ultimately, this doesn't change anything for us. They'll drop Fountain, banish 3, and fire Tipped, and grab Flashing Fire, but we really don't care. We'll fire Flashing Fire, and we'll just banish 2. They'll drop Messenger of Peace, and then activate Time Reading Morgorath, which is the new card that lets you draw 2 every turn, but they're not even really going to get another turn. We'll grab out Moyi, reveal Adara off the Ecclesia, and then make a copy of course, everyone's favorite Dragite. But first we'll Vish away their Messenger of Peace, and then walk in for exactly lethal, which is fantastic. This really demonstrates just how powerful Vish is. Just singleized spot removal that's off the board is so unbelievably powerful, even if it is targeted. It's non-destruction removal, which it deals with so many problematic cards. It's why I played at 3, because I want to see it as much as possible. So, for our final match, we're up against Scareclaw, and this match just really demonstrates, again, just the ability of the Tennies to win on the crackback. We'll special Shatana, and then Heavenly Circle it away so that we can grab Ashuna. We'll special Ashuna, go for Monk, special Adara, and we will Ashuna for Vish. We'll make Boxia, we'll Boxia bring back, and then we will make We'll bring back our monk with Shatana actually as well. Forgot I did this. And then we will add back a Shuna so that we can conceal this Taya so they aren't aware that we have follow-up. Well, from here we'll make Chisho. We'll Chisho for Emergence, and we'll draw Blackout, or we'll add Blackout because we drew Emergence. We'll grab Long Wand. This is why it's very important to search second so that your Mo-Yi draw is like impactful. We'll grab out Chenging, burn for 1200, set Blackout, and pass back to our opponent. We really don't care what they do. There's nothing that they really have. They'll start with Change of Heart, which is completely fine. They'll then Enchantress. They'll grab themselves, of course, Right, which is one of my favorite cards. I love the Adventure Engine. But we'll deal with the Adventure Engine right now. They'll fire Illegal Knight, and we'll just clear the token and Fateful so they can't add anything before making Try Hard. This doesn't really change anything for us. It's a little annoying that they're going to clean up our board, but because we have Taya, nothing really changes for us in terms of game state. It's just a matter of kind of sitting and waiting them out. They'll walk over our Chengying, and as well as Chaofeng, and we'll grab a Galicia, which basically will be the end of the game since we have both of our level 4s. Yeah, there's nothing that they can really do because we have Vision Grave. We'll draw Ash Return, which is, it's okay. Would have preferred it earlier. We'll grab Mo. We'll reveal our Taya just to show them how fucked they are. And from here, we're going to Vish away their Tryheart. I was a little panicked at first. I was like, how do I out this thing? And then I remembered Vishuda is a card that exists. We'll draw a copy of Pot of Desires because we're just crazy with it. And this just really demonstrates why Desires is such a stupid card. We'll make, of course, Barone just to clean up the board because they have one card in hand and it doesn't really matter. We'll pop their card, normal Taya, and they will concede. So, I hope you guys enjoyed. This was a much fairer crack at Swordsoul. I kind of did them dirty last episode. I was just trying to put out content. I apologize. That wasn't up to my standards, and I gotta be better. But I hope you guys enjoyed. As always, remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.